Hey guys, hope you're doing well. This one's a video request from NZ. Thanks for the request. If you guys have any more requests, just don't hesitate to post them. I love the request. Really, it makes me think. It makes me think about stuff I don't think about often, and I definitely respond to them as soon as I see them because YouTube keeps deleting comments for some fucking reason. But yeah, so NZ asked me to make a video about friends or friendships, or what I think about friends and friendships. I got a lot to say about this one. Isn't it strange how throughout our entire education, the entire fucking education system, we're never taught basic social skills. We are told them, we're not taught them, right? And we're told them as if it's a matter of fact, like we're supposed to know it as children. And yet you don't really know that much as you don't know much about social conventional bullshit as children, right? You just know how to exist. And you would think that they would teach us not even about making friends, but about, you know, the social interactions themselves. You know, what are good social interactions, what are bad social interactions, how to set boundaries, how to literally just life skills, that kind of thing, right? Maybe some schools have it, right? There's not that many. I don't think so, right? For me, I've always seen friendship as a very weird, or my understanding of friendship has been like an extension of how I relate to people at home or my family. For the longest time, like the friends that I would make, in a way, I automatically viewed them as a family. I didn't really treat them as family, but I was just like, okay, yeah, I know this person, we relate, you know. You would think you have an understanding. And because I've lived in different countries growing up, I've never really had long-term friends. Like I've moved from school, like to primary school, and then to high school, and then moved to a different place to finish high school in another place. And the whole time I'm just like leaving friends behind. And the last place I moved to, or the last high school I was in, I hated fucking high school. Specifically, and that's one reason why I hated high school so much, because I was always the fucking new kid. And you know what happens to the new kid. And the thing is, it's not like I picked like new kid from a foreign country, right? And a lot of, oh man, humans are so stupid. They're so fucking stupid. Like literally, like looking back on it, it was just fucking insecurity and jealousy, right? Okay, yeah, you're teenagers. I don't think that's really a viable excuse though. So I wasn't like making friends in that environment was not going to happen, right? It was only once I got towards the later on in high school, when I literally just started going my own way and just doing my own shit. And I would like, some of the people that used to insult me literally became my friends. One guy, I literally fought with him because he insulted me because I was like, I was fat, yeah. So I was fat. So he insulted, like, out of the blue, just out of the fucking blue. His friend, who also later became my friend, asked him what he thought of me, like the new kid, and then he basically just insulted me, and I was standing right there, and I'm like, who are you talking about? And he's like, yeah, you. And I literally just said, yeah, he said, yeah, you, who did you think I was talking about? I literally just said, your mom, your mom. And we literally fought. Wait, like, we just straight up fought. But like, that was a fight I was willing to fight, you know? We ended up being friends. We ended up being partners in the gym. And we ended up literally being desk mates towards the end of high school. To be fair, he was a nerd. Yeah, like, they were nerds, right? They were nerds. But like the thing is about being the new kid, everyone like takes their fucking bite, right? So I ended up making friends with nerds. They were pretty decent people. The rest of them were fucking up. Like outside of like two or three people, other people, the rest of them were up there on us. So me finishing high school was like literally like several burdens at once. Like I don't have to interact with them again. I don't have to see them again, right? And then I did like pre university. It's not really high school. It's after high school, before university, right? Like a 2 year program. And I ended up making friends with people who I thought I'd be friends with for a very long time. And yet, I didn't realize just how little they actually thought of me. Especially the ones who were pretending to be the closest to me. I was in such a in such a I was in such a haze of like, oh, these are like such cool people and we're having such a good time and all this kind of stuff. I didn't know I didn't I did not know that the term insecurity existed. Like, to be honest. Even as much as I was fat in my early teen years, it was never really like this depressing, like, it didn't really weigh on me. Yeah, people insulted me, but again, it didn't really weigh on me. Like, my weight weighed on me. So I was never really insecure because, okay, I can put it to my upbringing as well, right? But at the same time, I guess I just naturally found myself doing my own thing. And that bothered a lot of people who pretended to be my friend. And this is the crazy fucking thing about one of the craziest things I've learned about life. The people around you may just be there to hold you. Well, they may be the ones drowning you on purpose. And because you've spent so much time with them and you have so many memories with them and so many experiences with them, you think that they're there for your best interest, but they're not. They're literally keeping you within arm's reach so that, they can pull you back down, or they can, they can insult you, whatever. They can tear you down in one way or another, just so they don't feel like you're going to pass them. But when they have to do that, you've already passed them. That's the crazy thing. I used to wonder why people had trust issues. I literally was like, trust issues, but then, oh shit, I don't wonder anymore. I don't. I still don't necessarily have them, but I understand exactly why they happen and where they come from. But as I've gotten older, the process of making friends has actually become somewhat easier because I've ended up meeting a lot of guys who had a similar experience to, even though we didn't go to the same schools or in the same country, they literally had like sometimes even a worse experience than I did, right? And we just clicked instantly. Like, most of my friends since finishing high school have been major nerds as well. Or even if not nerds, then like, I don't know how to describe it. People who had to grow a tough skin early on. So they do a lot of toxic things. Yeah, like sudden toxic things, right? So that's been my kind of the kind of friend group I've been around. And if I honestly look back, I could say even right now, there's very few fulfilling friendships that I have. And in this kind of world, those are the only, that's really, really all you need, honestly. I hated Facebook for the fact that it pretended like you were, it pretended to show you other people's feeds and other people's memories and all this kind of stuff. And it literally simulated social interactions, but it's not. Social media is incredibly antisocial, incredibly so. Because sometimes I'd see somebody with like 2,000 friends, 3,000 friends. I'm like, shit, they're really popular, or, but if you ask them, like, so how many of those 3,000 friends do you actually know? They'll be like, bro, I don't know 90% of them, It's just people who add, like, you add someone as a friend, then you see their mutual friends, then you add them, then they add you. Like, that's it. There's no actual social fucking interactions that go on unless you message people back and forth, right? But Facebook, the platform itself, is so shit. It's no wonder. It's literally no wonder. So many young people don't even want to use Facebook anymore. It's just Instagram and TikTok now, or YouTube and TikTok. They don't even want to use Facebook anymore because of how alienating it was to pretend that you're friends with people on this platform. It was so shallow. And in turn, it influenced how modern friendships work, how modern relationships work. Because it was just driven by algorithms, by fucking greedy pieces of shit. Damn it, I said I wasn't gonna swear. Greedy pieces of trash. Yeah, trash. So it fed into people's minds, especially at an early age, because I didn't start using Facebook until I finished high school, literally, until I was like 17. Yeah, 17. So you can imagine if somebody was using Facebook since they were like 12 years old, even 12 years old till 17 years old, like, yeah, sure, you might have had good memories or whatever, but at the same time, it influenced how, like, you would start seeing relationships in terms of, should I accept their request? Do I like what they say? There wasn't even a dislike button. There wasn't even a dislike. You couldn't even dislike what somebody said, I think the reactions came like in the mid 2010s. I'm not sure. I don't even keep up with it. I use it for very few cases. For very, very few cases. I hate Facebook in particular. Instagram but nowadays I also hate Instagram because they've turned it into TikTok Junior, and it's so shit because, like, in one way, okay, fine, fuck up the social media, get greedy, yeah, make people want to willingly stop using the social medias. Great job, great job, make people just want to be like, yeah, no, this isn't worth it. And it was in not noticing that I realized a lot of people are fucking superficial. Incredibly, incredibly superficial. Because I would be there for them. I would support them. I would tell them, like, literally, I would calm them down. I would literally just support, fucking even, sometimes even literally financially support them. Like, my parents, their parents would come ask my parents for money, and I would end up giving the guy whose parents asked my parents for money. And it was probably that worm's idea, right? I would do all that for them. And the second I need someone to reciprocate it, oh, they've lost my number. Oh, they don't know who I am. Oh, they're just absent, right? They just vanished. It was such a reality for me. Like, it was such a turn of reality. I don't know what to call it. Fucking reality check. Yeah, it was such a reality check for me that a lot of people don't think about relationships the way you do, or they don't prioritize them the way you do. And to some degree, I blame myself. Because I projected these false expectations on people who were not obligated to live up to them, or probably would have never lived up to them anyways. So I set myself up for that failure, I can't be like, oh yeah, they're so fucked up, blah, blah. But, like, if you had that understanding, maybe you could be that way. Maybe you could say that. But if you really didn't, but there was just like this sort of winding and waving type of friendship, like, yeah, you're cool one day, or you just friendships are mainly based on geographical proximity. How close you literally, how physically close you are to that person will dictate how good of a friend they are to you. 9 times out of 10, literally the 1 or 2 times out of 10 that you'll make friends with someone and you'll keep talking, you'll keep communicating with one another it's very, very rare. But in doing so, you realize what's important to you. You realize why you two are such good friends, or three, or whatever. You realize why you were able to maintain contact this long, because you fed into each other's energy. You were actually there for one another in tough situations, right? You could actually rely on someone. And this reality is so fucking alienating that it makes you relying on someone as a form of weakness. At least for men, anyways. Even though we're told to be more emotionally available and sensitive, blah, 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 like when you actually do it, then people fucking make fun of you for it. So it's like, what the fuck? That's why I do what is right by me. First and foremost, I don't try and fuck around with anyone else. I don't try and mess around with anyone else.